What is up, everybody? I am Cortland,
I am Justin.
and welcome to Better Off Reds, your semi-weekly Reds talk show. We sometimes go live every Thursday at 8:30 on YouTube, and are we still on Twitter?
We're still on Twitter, yeah.
And Twitter and Facebook. The recordings of the podcast go up shortly after the show ends on your favorite podcasting apps. And yeah, so Justin, you go ahead and talk a little bit because my Chrome browser is absolutely freaking out right now. And
Gotcha. I will. I was
you.
actually noticing during the intro there that I need to update that. We had Castellanos, we had Winker, we had Suarez, we had Votto hitting home runs. So like things that just aren't there this year. So I need to update that intro video from last year to this year, which I'll probably have to wait until we get some highlights.
I was gonna say, don't update it yet. We might as well just keep it.
Yeah, all the sweet Brandon Drury and Tommy Pham highlights will just run for 20 seconds. How have you been? I know you're pulling up your Google
I have
Doc.
no idea what's happening. My internet is like losing its mind right now.
I mean, you're still connected to the internet because you're here with us right now.
Yeah, not bad. Other than the Reds, it's been really busy, so that's kind of helped with how terrible they've been because like as we were talking before the show started, like we've been trying to watch as hard as it has been, but being busy's helped give me an excuse to be like, I haven't been able to watch. So yeah. Other than that, schools are almost done, state testing and stuff like that. So we are finishing that part of the school year up, and then I'll be a little bit more chillaxed. So yeah.
Sounds good. And to follow up on the last episode, you have not watched Barry yet, right?
I have not watched Barry yet.
Man, it's good. It's real good.
Dude, I don't know what is wrong with my computer. This is the craziest thing ever.
So you're not able to pull your notes up, huh?
Nope. I can see. I can't even move the window that we're in. I can just see it.
And I won't. Just I can lead and you can add on. Okay. Sound good?
Yep, that works.
All right. So I've been okay. The Reds haven't been great, which we all know that.
Right.
Which we knew they weren't going to be good. We just didn't think they were going to be this.
Gosh, yeah,
bad.
I had a lot more optimism than being
I did too.
terrible.
I mean, our bold predictions, that video we did was like in a different decade, it seems.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Like it has nothing to do with what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong.
I don't think any of our bold predictions, except for Dunn being out for the year, will happen. I mean, I think they're all going to be destroyed. But you know, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll just jump right in while Cortland figures out his stuff. The Reds have an MLB worst 3-22 record. They are on pace, I believe someone said, to only win 40 games. They're also on pace to maybe finish with the worst record of all time. Some things that really stand out to me: 79 runs scored total. They've had 166 runs scored against them. That is a run differential of 87. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, that's the worst run differential in Major League Baseball, and it's not even close. The team with the second worst run differential would be the Kansas City Royals at 39. We're talking about almost 50 run difference between us and the Royals. Now, the Royals have only put up 70 runs. They put up less runs, but they've also allowed fewer runs. The Reds have put up more runs than a couple of teams, but it's still not pretty when you're looking at teams, you know, like the Mets who have 120, which they're actually playing right now. That number might go up, although they're getting killed. The Angels have 128. I mean, it's just not even close. Not even close.
Right.
Dead air there.
Pause for a second.
I'll pause. This is a live show, but we'll pause.
No, I'm saying, look at the text that I just sent you. I know nobody else can see this, but I want you to see what my computer is doing
on my phone.
Yeah.
Nothing has come through yet, but once it comes through, I'll look at it.
I can't even see us anymore. So, but what was your question again? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. But that's fine. I was just talking about, I don't know how much you're paying attention where you're trying to solve your tech issues. I was just talking about how the Reds are bad. They have the worst run differential in all of Major League Baseball, and it's not even close. Prior to today, they had allowed more runs than any other team in Major League Baseball by a lot. I'm going to double check that to see if it is still the same. Let's see here. The Reds have allowed a whopping 166 runs. The next team would be the Rockies, who have allowed 129. So still not even close.
And they smoked us. So
they sure did. I'm looking at that video you sent me now. Oh yeah, you've got yourself a
don't know
a
what's
weird
going on.
thing going on there. So just don't touch anything. And like I said, I can lead, and yeah, we'll go from there. You can just chime in. So so here's some. I'm gonna throw some numbers at you, and they're not good. Okay.
Okay.
So for hitting, the Reds have the 5th lowest walk rate, the worst strikeout rate, the 2nd worst batting average, the worst on base percentage, the 2nd worst slugging percentage, the worst WOBA, and their hitters have a combined WAR of -2.
Jeez.
They're the worst. They are the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, the record. I mean, sometimes the record doesn't paint the whole picture. Because
Right.
like, well, they, maybe some, because at the beginning of the year that we're talking like they're playing the Padres twice. They've played the Braves. They played the Dodgers. Maybe the record didn't tell the whole story. Well, no, now they're playing crappy teams.
Yeah,
And
I'm getting smoked.
yeah, exactly. So Tommy Pham has turned a corner since our last show on April 21st. He is batting .333. That's before today's game. That may have changed with 2 homers. Moose, same thing as far as when this was written, batting .400 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And then Senzel is .257 with a homer. So we have some bright spots. Joey Votto is not one of those, aside from his social media presence. Votto is, I don't remember what Votto's batting. Do you remember?
No. And should Votto stop doing social media?
No, because they've won every game he's made a TikTok.
Why isn't he making TikToks all the time then?
Exactly. It's like selfish that he's not making more.
Right. I know.
Fangraphs did an article, something like, is Joey Votto done? And he was just like 5 months to go. Like, I think he took that as a challenge accepted, but then he got COVID again. So
so crazy.
He's had COVID, I think, every year since COVID started. Votto's batting 122 with an on-base percentage of .278. He has 9 hits on the year out of 74 at-bats.
Gee whiz, man.
I think Votto will figure it out. He always does.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the whole thing of taking it all with a grain of salt, like we kind of talked about in the last episode, but it just keeps getting to be a harder pill to swallow every series, because I agree. There's still so much left to be played. People can come back from these injuries, and the ones that we know are good can be good again, and they can step it back up, but it's just so hard to see right now. It's like we are 20 feet deep, covered in dirt, and we can't see the light at all. Yeah. So I don't know what I hope for now. I mean, I hope for maybe making a push to try to get a playoff spot, get a wild card spot.
That's done, man. There's no way.
Yeah, that's like completely gone. Like, I don't know what I'm hoping for. I guess
if you truly think that, put a bet on that right now on like FanDuel. So you win $1 million.
I know. I was gonna say, but the odds are crazy.
Oh yeah, they have to be like astronomical. But so the hitting's not working. Now today they did put it 5 runs. 5 runs on a good day should win you a baseball game. However, when you give up 10 runs, it's not going to. And we're seeing that happening on games when they're putting runs on the board. Like, it seems anytime the offense even kind of clicks, the pitchers just give up way more runs than any other team should. I mean, what do we say? They've given up, well, I think it was like 170 something. I've closed out of it. It looks like you're in the document now. Is that right?
I am. Finally.
Nice. Figured it out. Let me see here. So do you want to talk about pitching? I don't know if you're caught up on the page where pitching is, but
oh my gosh, what is happening? Hang on.
My God. Yeah.
Hang on.
We'll do it live.
I don't want that.
We'll do it live.
This one. No, I want that. Got it.
All right. But yeah, we'll talk about injuries here in a minute. There are a lot. I mean, the Reds have been hit with a ton of crucial injuries to staple players. I mean, Votto, India, Stevenson was out for over a week. Moose was out for a while.
Right.
Senzel's been out twice now, once with COVID, once I think with the collision. I forget now. I mean, it feels like it was years ago at this point.
It's probably just him diving in the outfield.
Yeah. But do you have it pulled up now, Cortland?
Yep.
If you want to talk about pitching.
Okay. So, Reds pitchers lead the majors with 21 losses. We also lead the majors in
Out of
walk
22 games.
Yeah, 21 losses out of
Which
22
that's
games.
no, it's actually 22 losses. No, that was from earlier. Sorry.
Okay,
So
sorry.
So real quick, these numbers are from before today's game. I want to preface that.
Okay, so before today's game, we also led the majors in walk rate with a 5.26 walk per. Is that per 9 innings?
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's saying they walk. What is that? 5.26 batters a game.
That's so crazy.
Every 9 innings.
Not only that, we also lead the majors in ERA with an average ERA total of 6.73 for the team. Like Justin said, we're last in WAR with negative 0.2. And other than that, the only thing to kind of, and it's, I don't know. I don't, it's a concern. I guess, yeah, it was the only bright spot in our pitching. I guess that's the best way to word this. The only bright spot that we had to look forward to was Hunter Green, and his velocity is now down, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to throw the gas all the time like we kind of thought before. So he was throwing 101, 102 in his first 2 games. Since then, he is now throwing 97, 99 in his last 2. Still fast, but
he
that
did hit
makes
100
him,
once today, according to Baseball Savant.
Okay. And that makes him average, but that's okay. Speed is not everything. That a speed of 97 to 99, and if he has the ability to move the ball, is perfectly fine. He'll do great. But the kind of the flash that we saw, and we were like, the only thing getting us excited is gone. So just we're all dead inside a little bit. But yeah, so pitching's not any better than the batting. And like you said, we've talked about injuries. We just can't keep anybody in. Everybody's gone, whether it be COVID or minor stuff. I don't think anybody has been crazy hurt, nothing too bad. But there's still some that are like injuries kind of coming out of not so much left field, but you're just kind of afraid of what they could be. So, like you said, India's, then Lodolo's and Fraley. But I did see Lodolo, I think, is on track to start Saturday.
Oh, is he? I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah, I think it came out today that they think he might be on track to start this week. So that's good. But other than that, I don't know, man. It's just nothing's going right. I think we got so, and dare I say, spoiled with us being 50-50 last year of doing good one way and bad the other way, that now we're bad every way. And we just don't know what to do or how to take it. And it's just, I don't know. I have no words.
So Tim Malone says, I hope we keep losing until we get ownership to sell, period. Adam Porter has some speculation here. He says, hands up for those of us who think that the Reds players are faking injuries and COVID symptoms to not have to play after this train wreck. He also said Bell just said that Votto hasn't tested positive, but would likely stay in the COVID protocol for the next few games. Sorry, tells me all I need to know. Yes. So I didn't hear that remark. So if that is true, then yeah, I know that a bunch of them are out right now for illness. So it could even be like a flu, stomach bug, it could be a mental break because this has got to be exhausting for them to go in there every day and just get beat like this.
Because it's like not just regional. It's like not just like your fans know you're bad. Like the entire country knows that the Reds are having the worst start in history, and just all eyes are on them, especially with the whole ownership thing that started the season off. The eyes have kind of been on us, which is great for exposure, I guess, but at the same time, like we've been in the bad limelight the whole start of the season and continuing to be because we're just the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
It'll suck. Like it'll be great for us because I'm really excited to watch this one, but it'll suck for the Field of Dreams game if we're still this terrible and we're playing in it. But hey, that'll be something to look forward to as a Reds fan at least.
All right, so let's talk about rest of season for the Reds. So I kind of actually want to look at each upcoming series and kind of
Okay.
kind of get our thoughts on it real quick. So I will say they start playing the Pirates on Friday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And on Reddit, a Redditor by the name, an Ohioan Redditor, is making national media attention, or getting national
Oh,
media
yeah, I
attention
saw that.
for posting on Reddit. I have it pulled up here. He says, and I'm going to clean this up as much as I can. During the Friday, May 6th game against the Pirates, I will be scaling the wall to defecate in the bed of the Toyota Tundra. If anyone can take photos of me, I'd appreciate it. Also, if anyone else is down to poop in the truck, meet me under the smokestacks in the top of the 4th inning. Cheers. So that's a reason maybe to go to the game on Friday. Do I think this will happen? No, because he put when and where they're going to meet, and I think they're
Right.
definitely going to be on high alert. However, maybe he's got a deuce up his sleeve, and he just,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Do I hope he pulls it off? Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of those things, like you said. I wonder if they will beef up security, but at the same time, I wonder if this is like, yeah,
They
whatever, he ain't gonna
probably
do it.
got rid of all the
You're
security.
right, and he's just there.
Adam says that's a crap show. I would pay to see. Yes, that's right. They're also doing Joey Votto bobblehead night on Saturday. You know what? I'll
Yeah.
tell you this right now. I had that game like circled, ready to go to all year. Right? I was like, I want that bobblehead. I've got an R2 Reds bobblehead right here.
Ooh.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Reds fan. I'm looking to see if I have any more. I really wanted that bobblehead. And you know what? It came down to it. I was like, I don't want to pay, $100 for tickets. I don't want
Right.
to drive 2.5 hours to the ballpark to
Right.
watch them get beat to the Pirates.
Yeah, I know.
So we're not going. We're staying home.
And that's our first series against the Pirates, right? So far. Yeah,
Huh?
that's the first one. That's the
Yeah.
first one against the Pirates. So hey,
Clark, what? Clark says, is this the Castellini family fan page? What are you talking about, Clark? We're trying to get people to poop in the tundra.
I wonder if he's saying because you're saying you're not going to go to the games.
Oh yeah, I'm not going. I'll go to more games, but like I'm not gonna go to this one. It's gonna be crowded, and it's I can get I can spend the money I was gonna spend on eBay and get
Right,
the
yeah.
bobbleheads, and I can watch the game at home, not drive 5 hours round trip. Or I can go to Kings Island if I'm gonna go up there. I can go anywhere I want. I can spend my time in a better way than watch the Reds lose, especially with all these players on the IL.
Right.
That's just my thinking, and maybe that makes me a bad fan. I don't know. If it does, bite me. I don't care. Clark says it was sarcasm. Sorry, it's hard to get through on Facebook comments, Clark.
I'm not to say like I'm not fair weathered at all. Like I'm not gonna not root for them, and I'm not gonna root for a different team because they suck right now.
No.
But like it is that thing of like the season's so long. It's just like right now I'm kind of checked out. Like it's just we'll wait until a spark comes along.
Clark says yes, but I wouldn't pay $8 for the cheap seats. Not worth it.
It is. Me and Brian talked about there was going to be a day that we thought we were going to be off and we're not, but we talked about going to like a noon game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't go to a noon game. Like, I'm just going to go up there and pay to watch them get absolutely destroyed and not be worth my money at all. I don't even think it was a giveaway day. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, it'd be cool if that was one of them they won, but golly, you can't take that chance. You can't take that risk this year.
No, and even if they do win, it's not like it's a turning point for this team.
No.
This team is just
my
bad.
gosh. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to go now. I might catch a day game at some point just because the seats are cheaper. But
that was the thing too. Right behind home plate. I mean, pretty much right beside the Lexus Diamond Club. Tickets were $40
at Great American Ballpark.
Yeah, it would have been the Wednesday game against the Brewers coming up next Wednesday.
Dang, that's nice.
They were 40, and dude, they were close. They were pretty much like right there. And I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the cheapest, like nice seats I've ever seen.
They're like
$100. Thank you, Clark. I meant to bring that up actually. A special shout out to Clark. He left such a great comment on our announcement of our new son that will be here in June. So yeah, thanks, Clark. We really do appreciate it. My wife loved it.
Oh, Adam
Justin
says I'm going to the game on Wednesday with 100 seventh graders. Thank goodness my work paid for it.
Hey, there you go.
Good luck with that. I hope you all have a good time though. That sounds like it'd be fun. I remember my first Reds game was in seventh grade. Yeah, our school took us.
Dude,
It was cool.
1975. That was a while ago.
1975. Yeah, it was the World Series year. All right, let's break down each series here. So they've got the Pirates coming up this week. They could win.
4-game series. So yeah, we
Right,
could
doubleheader
maybe
on
get a
Saturday.
couple of this.
They could, yeah. They got the Brewers after that. How you feeling about the Brewers after we just got demolished?
6-3 the first time we played them, 18-4 the second time we played them, 10-5 the third time we played them.
They're getting swept again.
Yeah, they're probably going to get destroyed. So
all right, Pirates again.
Hey, if we're gonna get 8 games and get some mojo going and get people talking like, hey, okay, maybe this isn't over, we need to get all 4 against both series in the Pirates within 3 weeks. So
wait, 4 total between the 8 games?
No, 8 total.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, Cortland. All right. The Guardians for 2 games.
I'll say we'll split that.
Okay. Clark says 2 out of 3 against the Pirates. They're both 4-game series. But I don't see it happening personally.
I'm saying 8 out of 8. I'm calling
8
it.
out of 8.
Put a bet on FanDuel on that. 8 out of 8.
The Blue Jays, they're getting swept.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
The Cubs for a 4-game series. I think they take 1.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 2.
Okay. The Giants for a 3-game series. I'm calling a sweep.
Is that away? That's away, right?
That is at home.
2-3. 2 out of 3.
Oh my God. All right. The Boston Red Sox, who are not doing great this year, for a 1-2-game series in Boston.
I have nothing against Boston personally. It was cool to watch them, break the curse and everything as a kid.
Yeah.
So, and I always had a Boston hat when I was a kid, and I love that hat to death. I actually had that hat for like 10 years. So, but I think we're going to take both of them. I kind of want them to get beat by us twice. So,
okay. The Nationals for 4 games. I think the Reds win 2 here.
Okay.
Nationals are bad. They're bad.
So, yeah, I'll take 2 out of 4 against the Nationals.
I think the Nationals were the team that got beat like 20-something to 0 a few weeks ago. So,
but we're not doing much better. So.
The D-backs for a 4-game series. Holy smokes! The D-backs are 13-13.
Did you see Bumgarner get thrown out? Dude, that was so funny.
I would not want to mess with Bumgarner.
Oh no, I wouldn't either. That
he would rip you shreds. He'd rip us all to shreds, man.
I don't know. I'll say
Clark says I used to like you, Cortland, but your opinion on Boston is making me question that.
I mean, I've never been there.
I do like the Red Sox. I don't like root for them, but I if they're playing the Yankees, I'm rooting for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I grew up in that age. And too, I like Johnny Damon when I was a kid for whatever reason. I have no idea why. I think because he was on one of the baseball games.
Adam says, let's stop analyzing every series, taking the over or under on 5 wins in the next month. I'll take the under on that.
The next month? For the next month? I'd take the over. I'll take the over.
Well, they didn't get through. They got 3 wins in the first month. So.
I know. But hey, 2 more. I don't think it's too much to ask.
Clark says, I admit that I hate because of a girl that was a Sox fan. I forgot where we left off, so screw it.
Diamondbacks. We were on Diamondbacks.
Okay. 4 games. They take 1, I think.
I'll say we'll take. That's in June. I'll say we'll take 3.
All right. Jeez, you are really optimistic still. Eventually, they will break you, like they have broken me. The Cards for 3. I'm gonna say they take 1. They took 1 the first time.
2. I don't want to give them the series.
Wow. D-backs again. Take 1.
I'll say 1 here. I'll take my 3 for the first and take 1 here.
Okay. Brewers at home near the middle of June. They're going to take 1.
I'll say 2.
Okay. Dodgers at home for 3 games. They take nothing.
Yeah, I'll take a sweep on that.
Let's see here. Clarkson, I think Adam has the right idea here. Let's see here. The Giants for 3. They're not winning any because that's in San Fran, and they can't win there. Cubs for 3, maybe 4. I think 3 though. Yeah, 3.
3.
I think maybe 1.
I'll say I'll say 1 for this one.
Braves for 3, Mets for 3. I think they get
Braves,
swept all the way
Braves
through.
too. Braves too. We're their kryptonite.
Yeah, they got
We're the former.
a junior back though.
Ooh, that's true. But hey, it's still two. We're the
I
team
don't
that
think
beat them.
so. I think they get swept by the Mets too. The
Yeah, I
Mets are
think we
just
get swept
crazy
by the
good.
Mets.
They
Pirates
played,
for one game
yeah,
on July
rescheduled from
7th.
April 5th.
We're taking that one.
Okay. The Rays are good, I believe. Let's see. Well, they're 15-10. They got a winning record. They're in a tough division. Their run differential is real close. So I think the Reds could take one, maybe two. I could think the Reds could surprise us here.
Okay, I'll say one.
All right, Yankees at home, then Cardinals at home.
I'd say we're gonna sweep the Yankees.
The Yankees just had like an 11 or 12 game winning streak. I think we get swept by the Yankees and we take one against the Cardinals.
Sweeping the Yankees, 2 against the Cardinals.
All right, All-Star game. All-Star game. Do any of the Reds make the All-Star game?
Well, I guess if Tommy Pham can keep up what he's doing and or Kyle Farmer can do what he was doing at the beginning of the year, maybe we get one in. And 2, Hunter, I could see pitching getting in. I could see Hunter Green getting in for being young and good.
He's been bad.
I know, but
bad.
I'm saying if he steps it up, he's a rookie, so I think they get a little bit of leeway.
I don't think he'll get in, but here's my prediction.
Let's hear it.
Luis Castillo
What?
in a Yankees uniform.
Ooh,
just kidding. No, in a Reds uniform. I think Castillo will make it. Let's see. Clark says, I don't think it really matters if we're playing at home or away. We can be playing at David Bell's backyard and still be massacred. That's a great comment. Adam's comment. There we go. It wouldn't load. We need to try something drastic. Let's put the whole roster in COVID protocol and bring up the whole AAA team. Couldn't be worse.
We're almost there because every time I get a notification on my phone, they're like, the Reds are calling up.
2/3 of the lineup
I've
right
never
now,
heard
I think is AAA. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're almost there.
So we've got Cards, Marlins, Orioles. They're going to, you know what? They're going to sweep the Orioles.
That's an easy call.
Yeah. Cards, they're going to win none.
Again?
Marlins, they'll win 2. That's my prediction.
So sweep that. Oh, no, they got 3 against them. Or no, 4. Then after the Orioles, they play the Marlins again for 3.
So many home games in the month of July, hardly any in August.
Hey, that's probably a good thing, though.
All right. Oh, my gosh. So did they play the Marlins for a 4-game series? Then they go to Miami and play them for 3 more. Look at the optimism. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, wait. All right. So here we go. Trade deadline. Who is being traded at the deadline?
How many does Votto have? 1 more year of his contract after this?
Yeah, he has a full no trade clause.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He can consent to a trade, but they can't trade him without it.
I don't think he'd leave. Why?
Tommy Pham is out. Tommy Pham will be traded.
Think?
Yeah.
This will play good.
I think Blog Red Machine is who it was. Did an article today on why the Indians, the Guardians, sorry, would be a good trade partner for Pham. So I think Pham will be gone, and I still think it's possible that Castillo or Malley could be gone, but Malley's value has tanked.
Oh,
I mean, he is my guy, and he is garbage this year.
Yeah. I could see Castillo. I thought Castillo would be gone last year.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to trade him before the season started, but
I mean, they might try to deal some bullpen arms that have some value, you know, maybe, I mean, they could even try to like deal Lucas Sims or something. Probably not, though. They'll probably keep him. I think he's under control for a while. Yeah, I think Pham will go for sure. Clark wants to know, is the front office eligible to be traded? And then he says trade Crawl for a cigarette vending machine. Cigarette vending machines. I
haven't seen one of those in years.
In a very long time. Very long time. Yeah, this month looks to be pretty difficult. They've got the Marlins, the Brewers, the Mets, the Cubs, the Phillies, the Pirates, the Phillies, the Nationals, and the Cardinals.
Bam.
I mean, they're not going to beat the Brewers. They're not going to beat the Mets. They're not going to beat the Phillies twice. The Cards, iffy. I mean, they can beat the Nationals. They can beat the Pirates. They can probably beat the Marlins.
The schedule's just so hard. This entire schedule's just rough.
Yeah. After August, they have the Rockies, the Cubs, the Brewers, the Pirates, the Cards, the Red Sox again at home. Didn't know that. The Brewers, the Pirates, and then the Cubs. They play the Cubs for 6 straight games. And chances are there's going to be a rain delay in there somewhere, so probably like 8 games in a row.
So currently, our MLB strength of schedule for our played games that we've played so far.
Yeah.
And we are the worst team in baseball.
Mhm.
We have the third worst. Or we play the third best opponents. That let me put it that way.
I believe that.
Baltimore's they play the hardest, and Arizona plays the second hardest.
So they're not bad teams. They're just playing better teams.
Yeah.
That's why they have bad records.
So then strength of schedule remaining, we are sitting at 23, which I don't believe. I think that's a lie.
23rd hardest?
Yeah, there's no way. That
Maybe
has to be
things will
harder.
turn around.
It has to be harder than that. There's no way. That schedule seems monstrous.
Yeah. It's not good. Not fun. Any series that stand out to you where the Reds might see some wins?
I'm gonna say every Pirate series. I think
Okay.
we'll take a lot from each Pirate series. If I'm gonna call some surprise series that I think we maybe wouldn't take a lot from, I'm gonna say we figure out some of these Cubs games and we maybe split the entire total of games with them. Take the majority of the wins against the Pirates, and we're going to split the series totals with the
Adam wants
Cubs.
them to play themselves for a couple of series.
That would be funny.
Get some wins, but some losses at the same time.
They give those tickets away.
Yeah, they would. All right. So, anything to add for the rest of the year, Cortland?
Let me think. We will be 500 by the end of the season.
That's optimistic.
It is optimistic, but I'm changing my playoff prediction. My playoff prediction's still there, but for the time being, my goal is to hit 500. What about you?
I don't think they hit 500.
Okay.
No, I think they get like 60 wins, maybe.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Will we see a complete overhaul if we have 60 or less wins
for next year?
Yeah, complete. I'm talking
a complete roster overhaul.
Everything.
Well, the roster has to be overhauled. Like everyone's contract falls off the books, I think, after this year, except for Votto and Moose.
Will everybody be gone that is not signed?
I mean, well, India is under control. Farmer might be under control. I'd have to look at the contracts, but you still have guys like Matt McClain. We still have Jose Barrero. We have Ellie De La Cruz. We have Austin Hendricks, Ciani. We have a lot of position players in the minor league level. Not all of them are ready. Matt McClain looked good in spring training. Barrero looked good in spring training. De La Cruz looked good in spring training, but he strikes out a lot. I mean, I don't know. I would say I don't expect this ownership group to do anything next year to make this team better financially. They might call up some prospects.
Yeah.
That could have a big impact, but like I don't think they're going to go out and try to get a big free agent. I'm going to look up who's going to be free agents. I just let's see. So for next year, free agents it's taking too long. Carlos Correa, it looks like, might be a free agent. Is that right? Nolan Arenado, Chris Sale, Jacob deGrom, Carlos Rodon, Trey Turner, Noah Syndergaard, Xander Bogaerts, Brennan Belt, Charlie Blackmon, Eric Hosmer, Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, there's a lot of big names, but like I just can't see the Reds getting any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they might try to pick up Sonny Gray again if they are trying to compete, but Sonny Gray, I think, is hurt right now. Let's see here. I've missed a few comments. Adam says a 225 win percentage on the year. At this point, they are sitting back and waiting for Moose and Votto contracts to come off the books. Yeah, I just don't see them making any big moves.
So what happens? Like, what do we do?
I mean, it'll probably be like budget players like they did this time.
We're gonna
Get
pull.
Maui fam.
We're gonna pull Moneyball.
They could make a trade. I mean, they do have the Reds have a lot of good prospects. I'm trying to pull up a list here. The top 10 according to MLB Pipeline. Um, Now, not all of them are close to being ready. I mean, a lot of them aren't. That's why they're still down there, especially as the team struggles mightily.
Right.
So they've got Ellie De La Cruz, who's projected to be up in 2024. Matt McClain's projected to be up next year. Brandon Williamson, the pitcher we got in the Winker Suarez trade, 2022. They think he'll be up this year. I don't think he will. Graham Ashcraft is at AAA, projected to be up this year. Next year, Tyler Callahan, a second baseman. I don't think that's right. He's only in high A right now.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. But I mean, they have like Michael Ciani. He's projected to come up next year. Ivan Johnson next year.
Maybe they're just basing it off of how bad we are. They're just going to bring these guys up to bring in some fresh faces.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I also didn't expect them to go out and get Castellanos and Moustakas when they did, and Sonny Gray when they did. So I mean, they could, and especially them seeing all the hate that they got that is not going away.
Right.
That I think could help. They did. We missed it because we didn't do a show last week, but they did. So there's fans that wore paper bags on their heads that said "Sell the team, Bob," and they made them take them off, and then they came out and said, "Hey, we're not gonna make you take them off."
So stupid. They're just mishandling everything.
Well, they did go back and say, "Go ahead, wear it." So I do think that
I think that's just what you do. I mean, oh my gosh, how are you going to come out and say like, "Hey, you take that off"? Like we suck. I mean, look at the Browns franchise for as long as they did. Dude, that was like their thing. Like they did that like every season. And like I don't think once anybody ever said it. It's just expected. Our owners can't handle. I don't know how, because they love to make the comments like they just don't give a crap. But they really can't handle being the bad guys.
No, they can't. They are very fragile egos in the Cincinnati front office. But I don't know. I mean, it did strike a nerve with them. And let's see here. Adam says, when we signed those guys, we weren't as bad as we are now. Right now, we are 3 to 4 years away from leave. That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
as is, we're 3 to 4 years away. I mean, they could say, hey, we're going to spend a ton of money next year. They have a lot of contracts coming out the books. I mean, they could flip prospects for major league talent. I mean, anything can happen. I just don't. I have zero faith in this front office to do anything right.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see a kind of like a thing like when they brought Griffey in,
Yeah,
like he was older, but like that for sure brought people in. But like then they just kind of pieced some, not to say like the play. I mean, we had good players, but it's not to say like we had these guys that were unreal. Like Adam Dunn didn't really do anything other than like hit home runs. Like he was really good when he played for us, but like if they could do something like that, I don't know who I'd want them to get. But if they could bring one person in, they'd be like, hey, we spent some money on this dude, big name. Let's see what we can do. And then
it has to be more than one dude, though. I mean,
I know. Yeah, they'd have to bring in other people.
And Suarez, oh my gosh, I'm so mad about this Suarez Winker trade, even more than I was on the day it happened. Because I mean, Winker is struggling big time, but Suarez is seeing like a resurgence. He's playing pretty well. Clark says, I seriously want to give you guys some serious kudos. I know it has to do a great podcast on a team that doesn't care. I feel like this is such a great forum for us all to grieve over the drastic decline of a truly historic franchise. Yeah. And I think that's another thing too, Cortland, and I could be wrong. I do think where they are the Reds, right?
Right.
And yeah, the Reds were bad for a while. And then we started to see that uptick back in the 2010s.
Right.
I think that if they're gonna be bad based on the trends with the Castellinis, I don't think they're gonna be bottom of the barrel for very long. A season or two.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a like 10-year drought or anything like that. But I guess that's kind of an optimistic viewpoint of it too. Like this is just kind of how we operate. Like you have the back-to-back World Series in the 70s, and then the 80s, like they were okay. Like they were not the team they were
No.
when they won the back-to-back World Series, and they kind of were having people move around, losing pieces, trying to add people back in. And then 90 comes around, and we get these guys that are younger with some of the older guys, and they do it again, and same thing kind of happens. Like, oh, the old guys are gone now. Lead into the 2000s, we get a new ballpark. We were okay from like 90 to like 03.
Oh, shots fired.
Wait, what did I say? I don't know what I said.
Exactly what that's a reference to, but I love it. Clark also said he's talked to text while driving. He also says, no, but like Justin said, we're so close.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, it's kind of our system is to be okay and kind of wonder what the future looks like, and then we do have like a big signing or something, or
Yeah.
a really good season, and then we're like, all right. So then we get a couple years of like, hey, this is our time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're right. I don't think
I
it's a long-term deal.
Yeah, I feel like I actually do get like like kind of angry over the fact that they've what I would amount to it wasted Votto's career.
Yeah.
And you have this generational talent who says, "Hey, I want to spend my career in Cincinnati." And when there's LA, there's New York, there's Chicago, there's all these big
Oh, yeah.
attractive cities for a superstar type player. And he said, "No, I want to stay in Cincinnati." I mean, he's from Canada. He could have gone to Toronto. I mean, he
Right.
could have gone anywhere in free agency, and he decided to stay here. And then they just said, "Okay, we're just gonna, throw a couple of years away of your career here and a couple of years away here. And you know what? Now we're gonna end it. In your career is going to be a dumpster fire." And I get it. He's expensive. Running a Major League Baseball team is expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. That's why you have to be a billionaire to do it.
Right.
I guess spend the money or sell the team. I mean, I know that it all doesn't fall on it all doesn't come down to just money, because players have to want to come here. You have to find trade partners that want to trade with you. There are variables. It all doesn't come down to just opening up the checkbook, but like it's a big
Right.
part of it.
It is, and it's a part that just gets people excited more than anything. I mean, we're not saying they're going to be able to buy these players to turn us into.
Clark, or Adam says in
Oh,
reference to the 10-year drought, you just jinxed it. Clark says, yes, so true on Votto. And Ian says at this point, no player want to come to the Reds in the offseason.
yeah. If we continue as bad as we are this season, then we will have a couple years of people not wanting to be here. They'd have to throw some insane money at.
It'll have to be like prove it players. Like, let's face it, Castellanos was good, not great. He came to Cincinnati and
when he
became
came,
great.
yeah,
And that continued into Philly so far. He's
right.
crushing it in Philly. I don't know. It's frustrating, and I hate that they gave up on the team they tried to build in 2020 so fast. Like, all right, I'm not a billionaire, so I don't know what it's like to have billions of dollars, but like I
Right.
imagine that like if you're spending a little more money to keep this team together for one more run, or at least through Votto's contract, I feel like that's something you could probably do. But then again, I'm not a billionaire. Maybe you
Right.
can't. I mean, I feel like it should be more of a priority for them than it is.
It's always a outside looking in type thing. We think we know how to run it, but it's hard to say.
Clark says, "See, I think the MLB will be behind basketball and football until they make it competitive with a salary cap." Yeah, well, they need a salary cap and a salary floor. I know the NBA has a floor. I think the NFL has one too, to keep teams like the Orioles and the Red. Well, the Reds still are spending like $1 million or $100 million, I think, but to keep these teams from not spending money, that needs to happen soon, and it can't happen until the next collective bargaining agreement, which will be in 5 years.
Right.
I mean, bad
It's
system.
I don't know. As a Red, I would like to know what other fan bases feel like right now. Because of Red, it is hard to like watch and be like, man, like, because like I love football,
Yeah.
and I did find myself watching basketball more this time around than I normally do. Like, basketball is starting to be that much more exciting. I like the play-in series and stuff. Like, I feel that it's done good for them, and it is the baseball's kind of on its way out in terms of it was the thing like that everybody wanted to watch. And like now football's on 24/7. Like, football does not stop being
No.
talked about all year.
I mean,
And
they
they only
turned the draft for the NFL into like a major primetime event, which is
dude, it's
crazy. I don't
huge.
want to sit and watch some old guy at a podium say, and the Giants select whoever,
Yeah.
But people tune in and they love it.
Yeah, and I couldn't
They did
tell
it
you.
freaking Steve. You kind of know Steve from our fantasy leagues.
Oh,
He
yeah.
sent me an invite where it's a NFL draft pick 'em. Like it was
Yeah,
a competition.
like a fantasy
Yeah,
draft.
that's
Yeah.
in no other sport does that.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And the MLB draft, I don't even know when it is, and I could never tell you who anybody is in it.
Usually June. Clark says there are rich teams and poor teams, then 50 feet of crap, and then the
And then
Reds.
there's
Great
That's pretty
Moneyball
good.
reference.
Yeah.
All right, we've ranted about the Reds and the poor ownership and decisions and sadness and all that long enough. Let's go to injuries. Let's really
No, we hit injuries.
not all of them though. We talked
Oh.
about it. So I'll run through this real quick unless you want to.
Okay. You do it because I don't know where everybody's at.
Put my drink back. So Sintel, Naquin, and Votto are all on the COVID IL. India is back on the IL for his hamstring injury. Lodolo is put on the IL for his back, but Cortland said earlier that he might be coming back this weekend. Jake Fraley's on the IL for a knee injury. Castillo's last rehab start looked great. He was fantastic. He could be back on the next homestand, so that is great news. Usually he sucks at the beginning, so hopefully where he was out for the beginning, he'll just come in and be great. Clark says he might be coming back, so that's good. They take on the Pirates for a 4-game series and the Brewers for a 3-game series. We talked a bit about this. I think they go 0-7. I don't think they win a single game.
Jeez.
I think they could win a game against the Pirates, but the Pirates have a 10-14 record. Not great, but they're still technically in the hunt.
Shoot, they're 7 games ahead of us.
Technically, it's May, the beginning of May, so we're all still in the hunt, but it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
But I just don't think that they're. I mean, I've seen nothing from this Reds team to make me think they're going to win any games against these next two teams. Even though it's the Pirates, I just don't see it happening.
All right, this is for Adam, and I'm not gonna go full blown, but we're taking 5 out of 7 of these next 2 series.
Oh my gosh! If they don't, you have to floss on the next episode.
Okay.
No, you have to twerk. You have to twerk. You have to twerk.
I can't twerk. I can barely. I can't even floss. But I can.
Let's see it. Let's see you floss real quick.
Nope.
I gotta wait and see if they don't win those 5 games.
Yep.
I'm now actively rooting against the team that I love, just so you have to floss on the show.
Okay. 5 out of 7.
Clark says, unfortunately, you're listing the roster like it's for injuries. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starting position players that are out of the 8. 9, I guess. DH if you include DH. Crazy, just crazy.
Yeah. And we're gonna take Clark 5 out of 7 with those guys out.
Clark says, and then Cortland woke up and came back to Earth. And then Adam says, if you all don't stop making predictions like that, you will be drinking on the show soon.
It's a family show.
Oh yeah, just kidding. It's a family show. Cortland, what are your predictions? You said 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
Dear God. All right.
This is where we turn around.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. That is episode, I think, 24 of Better Off Reds.
Yep.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share us with your friends. Leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tune in next Thursday where we probably mourn more losses. Cortland, anything you want to add?
I will not be flossing next Thursday. And if they do win 5 out of 7, Justin will floss on the show.
I didn't agree to that, but we will discuss that later. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.